Hey everyone, in this video we're going to be covering the spinning elbow. Now this is not an easy technique. This takes a lot of time and practice, so don't get frustrated if you're having trouble with your balance right at first or if you're struggling to hit your target. The spinning elbow is a super cool technique, but you have to be careful with it, especially in sparring, so that you don't damage anybody. Normally, we practice things that spin with our legs, okay, or with these long extensions, but the spinning elbow is a super neat close range technique that we can use to do a little damage. Now, by this point in your training, you will know that there are two different ways that we can use the elbow to strike. You can strike with the front of the elbow, right here, okay, on the pinky side, or you can strike with the back of the elbow like we do in a reverse elbow. For a spinning elbow, we are going to be doing a reverse elbow with a spin, okay? So if you already know your reverse elbow, maybe you've practiced it striking upward into the face or down into the body, maybe even straight backwards into the solar plexus there. All you're doing is a reverse elbow, but you're going to add a little bit of footwork to it. So I'm going to be here in my fighting stance, okay, facing Mr. Bob. Maybe he's clenched up with me here, and we're like this. Maybe he's throwing a lot of strikes, and I'm kind of shelled up here protecting myself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to step across and forward. I've got to cross both my center line and his. If I don't, I'm going to miss, okay? If I try to step right in, he's going to slam me before I can do anything about this. What I want to do is step across and forward. From here, I'm going to turn and pivot, and as I do, my elbow comes up and goes over into this reverse elbow position, okay? So from here, it looks like this. I'm going to step across, boom. Now, what tends to happen here is almost what happened to me just then. We tend to throw ourselves so hard that we lose our balance. We don't want to do that. We want to maintain good footwork. If I were to do this to the other side, watch my feet here. As I step across, I'm not hopping and twisting. I'm also not sliding so far forward that I lose my balance. I want to step. I'm kind of changing levels here, okay? And then as I pivot, I lock my feet down, and then I'm actually driving off this foot and sinking back into the other to get great power in this strike. Now, depending on the height of your opponent, you may want to strike up here to the face, or you may strike down here to the body, okay? Now, notice that he doesn't have 2 feet. He's just got the one base, so I kind of have to step wide on this. You may, because if you look at my feet, they're not quite as wide as his base, right? You may kind of step right in here to this gap, and so you may have a slightly narrower step, which makes it a little bit easier to hit that center line of your opponent. But you can practice it on Bob. He's kind of hitting his chest here. You can step across, change levels, pivot, strike in. Now, of course, you want that one to happen really fast. You're going to step across again and elbow, just like that. Now, if you stay back here, right, and they're behind you, you may kind of be in trouble. So you either need to back out and turn and face them, or you need to strike and then come back out, maybe slide out and do a side kick or something like that from that position. Or if you're going into a grappling situation, you may even be able to take their back from there. All right, guys, one more time, nice and fast. I'm here. I can step either lead leg or rear leg. I step across, spin, yes, and strike. There's your spinning elbow. Guys, practice really carefully with this one. If you spin too fast, you do end up on your tush on the floor, and nobody likes that. Make sure that you practice in a safe environment where you've got lots of room to move. Make sure that your hands stay in here and that you're not throwing your hands out as you do this strike. Keep training, guys. Keep growing. We'll see you in the next video.